Yo, what's good? It's that guy Jay here. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in this morning. It's a rainy day in Baton Rouge, but I made it somewhere. I found a way to make it through this thing today. So I say let's go ahead and do the morning chat. How about that? That's what we're going to do this morning. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. And I'm glad you're here to do it with me. So we're already going to jump into it. We're going to get it started. I'm not going to dawdle along at all with you this morning. Make sure if you can, extend it out there. I want to start by saying simply, good morning, Mariko, Miss Shirley, Miss Callie Day. Good morning to you. How are you? And this is, again, the morning chats with that guy, Jay Hen. I'm excited to be here for this. This is going to be a indeed. I'll call you later on, Miss Callie. Believe me when I tell you. We're going to dig into the chat this morning. It's going to be a good chat for you. So if you will, you take a moment to share it across your platforms. Let somebody know there's some good inspiration that's going to be on this morning. It's going to be something that's heavy. What you say, Dr. Everett? My mentor, Pastor Jonathan Everett from the Rock of Ages Baptist Church in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you for tuning in this morning. And so we're going to get into the chat this morning. Again, you know where we are. We're on Facebook Live this morning. We're on IG Live this morning. That's what we're going to do. We're on YouTube. We can do everywhere you need us to be. Guess what? We still on Periscope. We have it. So what you need this morning, we have it this morning. And if you will, you can start a watch party. You can share it on Facebook, tag a couple of friends on Instagram, and let them know that the morning chat is active. We're going to dive into something real easy, real quick this morning. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. You know how I don't take long to do this at all. You know, so you have a minute. I'm going to give you just one quick minute. If you want to share it, you want to bring somebody else into the room, let's do it. Let's make sure that we have it up and running, and we're going to dive right into the chat in about 50 seconds. So take a moment to call somebody, let somebody know to sneak at their work, put it on at their desk, stick that Bluetooth in their ear, and let's go ahead and dig into the morning chat this morning. So just a couple of seconds and we're going to get to it. I understand, again, my voice will never impact the nation, but it is assigned to certain people. So, you know, numbers don't count. You know, that don't bother me. But I know it's going to be somebody that is indeed going to listen to what we have to say this morning, and it's going to be something to change their life for the better. So we got it. Let's roll it. Let's get it. Let's dive into the chat. I think this one's going to be real good this morning. And in about 10 seconds, we're going to dive directly into it. We're going to switch the music up a little bit, you know, kind of create this little vibe zone so we can talk about a few things this morning. You got me? Let's get into the chat this morning. Let's switch it up and let's talk about what we're talking about this morning. Morning chat. I got a question for you. Since we're here, what you say, August? Wanda, thank you so much for tuning in. Miss Sheila, what you say? Listen. Is it me or does it seem like we're just tired? Like tired. Yeah, that is a morning chat this morning. Is simply totally drained. I have to ask the question. With every topic, you already know I ask the question. My first question is always the most impactful question for it. This morning, is it just me, or is it like for some reason our mind is just at its lowest of capacity? What you say, BJ Groover? Thank you so much for tuning in, Brody. It's just, I'm tired. Matter of fact, I got something better, and I know something. This is what I have to give to you because I know you're going to appreciate this because everybody knows this symbol. This is literally, if I had to give a manifestation of what our brain looks like, this is what our brain looks like on a daily basis. Yeah. Good morning. I know that's kind of a depressing image, right? This is what we are on a daily basis. Now, if we're going to be like this, and Miss Callie, like Godspeed when it comes down to you, that he'll give you an instant refreshing of your mind, that he is going to rain down everything that you need to refresh, revive, and restore your mental capacity in order for you to process and take these exams and get victorious results on the back end. I believe that wholeheartedly because I believe in speaking over people that understand what faith is when you call on it. So good morning, Miss Sharon. Thank you, Mama Sharon, for tuning in, Miss Darlene. But again, this representation, this wonderful representation is what our brain feels like on a daily basis. Now, it's a fact that it feels like that, but this is the issue. We don't know why, or we say that we don't know why. But I'm going to ask a few questions this morning to help us figure out why we are feeling like this on a daily basis. I have to ask a few questions that'll help us try to find the root cause of why we're so exhausted mentally, why we're so exhausted physically, and even to get even more so in depth, why we're so exhausted like spiritually. That's one that you need to pay attention to. So the first question I have to ask, honestly, you have to ask this question: why am I so drained? And oftentimes what we've learned to do as we're going through these different facets of life is that we've learned to cover our real intent with false narratives. We try our best to make sure that we can validate issues that are going on in our lives. And the truth in our lives, and this is the truth, a lot of us think that we are in situations because we deserve to be there, or necessarily that we were not worthy of being in any greater of a situation. And it's something that has actually plagued the culture for a long time. I don't understand why we figure that the other people can have all of the wealth and we don't deserve anything just because maybe of the color of our skin, maybe because we don't have the greatest of educations. We feel as if we deserve the bottom of the barrel, and will create a false narrative to verify and validate why we're at the bottom. All the while we're literally being mentally beat down. We create a narrative that says that we're okay, and we're far from okay. So you have to first start by asking yourself honestly, why am I so drained? And putting some understanding on the forefront of your mind. And the only way that you can actually be delivered from being drained like this is to be honest in answering the question of why you're so drained. It's really weird, right? Like, that's how we do. That's just what it is. Come on, like, I'm liking it. Good morning, E. What you say? All right, Chris Patton, good morning. He says, I'm a generator. I can power a household. I refuse to hang around a AAA batteries. They only can power a remote. Come on, E. This is early in the game. And that's the thing. We have to answer that. Like, we give ourselves so little credit for the greatness that we actually are. And I know that we were designed for greatness. Number one, because if you look even in the Bible, it declares, David declared in the book of Psalms that God took his time again to wonderfully and fearfully make you intricately, every detail, every amazing standard of your body. He took his detailed time to make you the only you that you are. And I said it again, I say it so many times, twins look alike, but they have different fingerprints, meaning that God even intricately made twins, identical twins, different. So again, honestly, first off, answer the question, why am I so drained? Good morning, Miss Cannon. How are you this morning? Thank you so much for tuning in. Question number 2, what is the extent of reciprocity? This is what I found out. Many of us are drained because we are constantly pouring out to other people what we don't have for ourselves. And again, listen, don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted when it comes down to the art of reciprocity or giving or sacrificing yourself to better somebody else or help somebody else. But we have to get into this mindset that a lot of times we need it for ourselves while we are giving it to others. And the truth of the matter is, we have been ill-advised in some of our theological teachings that sacrifice is the name of the game. And it's not necessarily, it's certain levels of sacrifice. Sacrifice is intentional. It's not just giving of your need to somebody that wants it and then being mad about the fact that you don't have the need. Now, even if you believe that God is a supplier of all needs, he gives it to you to fulfill that need. But when you give it away at the thought process of trying to be the greater person, you lose yourself and find yourself in the area of lack and low energy levels because you're constantly mad because you don't have what you need, but you had it and you gave it away. So now you have to ask yourself, with all of the people that are coming around you, what is the extent of the reciprocity? The people that you're constantly pouring into and giving to on a daily basis, the people that you're constantly are always giving, they're the same ones that are always asking. They're the same ones that are always coming to you, and you're constantly pouring out to these people. What is the extent of the reciprocity? What happens? When is it going to be your turn to be the receiver and not the giver? Now, this is what I say, and we're going to dive into it in the next few questions. I'm telling you, I have a methodology behind this. So ask yourself again, what is the extent of the reciprocity? What is the level of exchange between me and the person that I'm always giving to? And it's going to help you understand where your energy is going. Let's go into this. Do I have enough energy to give to others? Now, this is one that you have to ask. This is something that you have to internalize, right? If I don't have $1, I can't give you 20. And so I'm not going to go borrow 20 to give you $1 and put myself $19 in debt. Does that make sense to anybody? Again, let me run it back again for you. If you need $1 and I don't have it, I can't give you 20. And I'm not going to go borrow $20 to put myself in $19 of debt to give you $1. And that simply is answering the question, do I even have enough energy to give somebody else? Because truth is, people will always come to you looking for your level of energy because they see where you are. That people see you flourishing. Don't sleep on that. People see that you're doing great things. People watch you from a distance and still watch your pocket. People know what you're doing, success-wise, money-wise. They're paying attention to all of these intricate little details that you're subconsciously putting out because you're trying to constantly prove yourself to be the person that is on top of the game instead of just living your life, running your race at your own pace and taking care of you and you alone. I don't have to prove anything to anybody when I know what it is. The truth doesn't have to be explained. Right? The truth never has to be explained. It only has to be declared, but never explained. So ask yourself the question honestly this morning, do I have enough energy to give to other people? Because if I'm going to bed exhausted every night, waking up in the morning exhausted every day, that means that my energy levels are being depleted on everything that I have absolutely nothing to do with. And you find out that your low energy levels are accompanied with a sense of incompletion because your tasks for the day have not been completed, but everybody else's needs have been met all by your hand. So ask yourself honestly this morning, do I have enough energy to give other people? Oh, wow, that one hit hard, didn't it? I don't have enough energy. My energy supplies are low. Why would you come to me if you know both of us don't have it? But because of your heart, and we've been taught that you're supposed to give, it is better to give than receive. But if you can't give what you don't have, and I'm going to throw this one out here just for a few people that understand me, especially if you're one of those wonderful, fortunate people to be a church kid like I am. You've heard them. You've heard them. They call for all these lines and this $100 line and all that stuff. I'm against all of that. Number one, because if God needed it, he knows where to get it. He knows who to prick the heart of to give it. And you don't have to make all these astronomical declarations. But if they call for $1,000 and I don't have it, guess what? He was not talking to me. If somebody asks me for something and I don't have it, then it wasn't pricked up on my heart by God to go find and get it. You will understand that God will never, see, this is the portion you got to get. God will never put more on you than you can bear. He knows what's in your pocket just as well as anybody. He knows what energy levels you are better than anybody. How is it that people expect you to go above and beyond when they're always on a substandard level? Don't do that to yourself. Oh my goodness. So ask yourself again, do you have enough energy to give to others? Do you have enough energy to give to others? Lastly, let's throw this one out there. Fulfill your needs first. The surplus is designed for assistance. Ooh, yeah, let me let that one soak up. Well, I heard the thunder roll when I said that one. Jesus, help me. And I'm saying, so fulfill your needs first. Surplus was designed for assistance. For those of you who go to church and they know the Lord like I do, my overflow was designed to pour onto others, but I have to make sure that my reservoirs are filled first. The only person that I'm willing to give my very last to is God, because I know if I take my little bit and put it in the hands of a big God, that he can do astronomical things with it. I can't take my need and put it in the hands of somebody that is not going to do what's necessary with the need and expect God to refill my barns when he gave me what I needed. Because you have to understand, the only way that electricity can flow through a line, a wire, it has to have a complete current. So what happens is that need is the conduit between what you started with and what you're going to finish. You have to fulfill that to make a connection, and anything over the connection is what you can pour out into somebody else. And you have to be real mindful of that, because there are a lot of people that will honestly come to you knowing that you have the needs. They know your bills need paying. Yes, they do. They know that. They know that you need to make sure that your household is taken good care of. They know this, but they will play on your heartstrings, and they will play on your sympathy, and they'll play on your emotions, all to get you to empty out your needs. And when you don't have them to fill, not only do they forget your name, but they'll go to somebody else and steal the needs from somebody else's house. Fulfill your needs first. Your surplus is designed for assistance. You cannot go to the bank and get out of the bank what you don't have in the bank. If you don't have $100, you can't go and pull $98 out the bank. That's why they round them to the highest. They round them to the circular number. They round them to the next tenth. They do that. They understand this. They really understand this. That you can't go and get $17.86 out the bank unless you go in to make a full transaction. And even then, when you go pull that out, they close the account. Fulfill your needs first. Fulfill your needs first. Your surplus, what you have over once your bills are paid, with the money that you possibly was just going to treat yourself to a dinner later on this week. If I can help somebody then, well, I'll cook at the house and I'll make sure that my brother is taken care of then. But my needs are fulfilled first. And that's a hard lesson, transparently, that I had to learn. I was so quick to help everybody else, and then I'm looking back and being angry with God, like, where are my needs? Like, I don't have the money to pay this. I don't have the money to pay this. He said, no, I gave you the money to pay it, but you decided that you wanted to be, quote unquote, the bigger man. You wanted to be somebody to put yourself on a pedestal to say, I helped you. Oh, watch that. Let's back that up. Let me take that back. Let me take that back. Our ego will make us do things of this nature. Our ego will make us give our needs away for boasting purposes only, and then get mad that we don't have what we need because we gave it away. That's ego situation. That has absolutely nothing to do with sacrifice. It has absolutely nothing to do with God's grace. It has absolutely nothing to do with being great to the next human being. Let your ego go and make sure you're taken care of. And if you have surplus, then you can give to somebody else. If you have surplus, then you can pour out on somebody else. The only time you should be willing to sacrifice a need is when God gives you specific instructions to do so. Other than that, don't you do it. You better go pay your light bill, because I got news for you. When you go to Energy, you can't go and tell them that I got God's grace, and they're going to say, well, we thank you for having God's grace and we bless the name of the Lord, but we're going to hit this disconnect notice until you pay the bill. Whew, that one hurt. Lord, help me, Jesus. That hurt so bad. Boy, that one hurt. And I just want you to be real. And it's all about this thought process. It's all about growing in grace, growing mentally, growing spiritually, growing into this place to where you understand that there's a system. Everything in life is a system. Systems are what drives the life force, period. So that if it enters your hand as a need, God supplies the need, take care of the need. If there's some left over, then you can assist somebody else. And in some cases, the surplus can go somewhere else to make sure you're completely. See, and that's why, again, one of the desires of my heart, I never desired to be rich. Let me just be honest with you. I never desired to have that kind of attention on my life. Being rich is absolutely not in my well-being. Wealth, generational wealth, creating legacies of wealth, that's where I ascertain to go. And the reason being is because that means at any given moment, at any given day, everything that I have need-wise, financial-wise is taken care of. Everything that I have holistically is taken care of. And that's what you have to understand. Like, you cannot be the end all be all for everybody. You are not designed to be. You can't neglect your house and then think that God's gonna bless you neglecting your house to feed somebody else. It's a great attempt. It's a great look. It looks good as a human being, but logistically, you have given your need to somebody else. And I'm not saying that God can't make a way, but sometimes we gotta suffer a little bit for being, mismanaged stewardship. Yeah. So this morning's chat, for those of you who are just tuning in, again, I want to say good morning to everybody. The topic of discussion is I'm totally drained. And this icon, it tells you, you see what this icon is. Most of us are living life like that, and I'm going to run through it real quick, and then we're going to get on to encouraging a few people. That's what we're going to do. But again, let's look at it again. Honestly, you must ask yourself the question, why am I so drained? Be truthful with yourself to understand where's your sources going. Why are you so drained in doing what you're doing? Number two, if you're going to do it, what's the extent of reciprocity? The people that you're always pouring in and out to, what are they giving back to you? What are you doing with it? Like, what are they doing with it? Like, some people say, well, what you do with it, I'm just leaving it in the Lord's hands. No, sometimes I'm asking the question, what are you going to do with it? Because if you about to go take my light bill money to go buy you some Jordans, I believe that I'm going to go ahead and pay my light bill anyway. And if you give your light bill money away for somebody to go buy some Jordans, then I got news for you. Darkness you shall be, and Bed Bath and Beyond have some great smelling candles that you can light your house up with when you're sitting in the dark. Number three, do I have the energy to give to others? Not even just the energy. Do I have the substance? Do I have the finances? Do I have the wisdom to give to anybody else? Like, do you have enough for yourself? Sometimes I just have enough for myself. I have enough for me. And if you get mad because I want to take care of me first, then I'm going to be honest with you. I'm already questioning why you in my life anyway. Because if you're only concerned about yourself and not concerned about me, then I have a problem with that particular case. And you coming even asking me for a glass of water, I'm understanding. I only have one bottle of water and you want the bottle instead of me splitting the glass. I'm just saying, do I have enough to give others? Like, you answer that's an internal question. Don't worry about what other people say and what people are going to feel about it. Do I have enough to give others? And when you can answer that question, then you know what this question is going to make even more so sense. To make sure that you feel your needs first. Like, make sure I can't help you quench your thirst if my thirst is not quenched. I can't. That's just what it comes down to. Even when you're on a plane, they tell you before you help somebody else with your mask, make sure your oxygen mask is secured first. Then you give somebody else assistance. Because surplus is designed for assistance. That's what it comes down to, y'all. It's the morning chat, y'all. This is what it is. Totally drained. I'm so over it. Oh my God, I'm so over it. No, it's no sense in you waking up every morning exhausted, going to bed even more so exhausted, haven't completed anything for yourself during the course of the day, but have given all your substance to everybody else. Makes no sense to do so. Makes absolutely no sense to do that. And then you're wondering why your energy levels look like this every day. It's the morning chat. I just wanted to make sure we rolled that out this morning. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take 5 minutes. I want to throw some, I want you guys to really, really dig deep into your mindset, dig deep into your head. And I want you to throw some comments in the comment section, throw some encouragement in the comment section. You know, this is one of my favorite parts of the morning chat. The comments and the encouragement that you leave in the chat may be the best thing that somebody heard today, this week, this month, of this year. It could be the one statement that can stop them from committing suicide and give them the unction to move on a little bit further in life. So I'm going to start the 5-minute timer. You have some comments, you have some encouragement you want to leave for everybody that's watching. For those who will come back and watch, I want you to throw the comments in the section. We're going to put them on screen, we're going to read them, and we're going to do what we do best. And I'm going to have to readjust them because I got a white shirt on, an anomaly, Rose Hill Church in Baton Rouge. I'm just throwing that out there. You know, that's what I do. And that's what it is. Let's see what the chat is going to display today. Yeah, we got it. Teresa Cameron Dudley says, our bodies are a temple and we are responsible for taking care of them. We house the Holy Spirit. That's fact. I can't take care of me when I'm too tired to take care of me. Oh, wow. I'm talking that talk that I talked this morning. I kind of like that one myself. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Thank you for chatting in. I thank you for tuning in, but even more so, throwing some comments out there. Come on, everybody in the comment section, go ahead and throw some encouragement. Give somebody some words of wisdom. I actually want to go back and put this one back up here. I have to, because my cousin came in hard. He came in swinging. Let's throw this one up here again. I want to make sure that this one's I am a generator. I can power a household. I refuse to hang around AAA batteries. They only can power a remote. I want that. Yes, listen. I had to go back and pull some of these same things. Like, let's go again. Miss Sheila says our brains have to be recharged, restored daily, only by the word of God. God can this be done? Because if I had to depend upon myself, my battery would be dead. Simply. BJ said simply, crazy how I have more energy by keeping my day busy. That's because you're not, I'm telling you, left, right. You're giving energy to people that don't deserve your energy. And then you're wondering how I feel the way that I feel. I love it. I'm loving it. Let's go with it. I got it. Pastor Gus Spurlock, thank you for chiming in this morning. Fill me up, Lord, until I overflow. All source and power comes from God, never from you. Bang! Pow! Philippians 4:19, my God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory through Christ Jesus. Relationship, relationship. That's what it is. That's Israel. I know you came here swinging like, yeah, that's all. God's gone before us, Doctor. Pastor Jonathan Everett, his the morning prayer revival is amazing. I'll put the link in my comments later on. I want you to go back and tune into that. Searching Pastor Jonathan Everett on Facebook. It is an amazing morning prayer revival. And he talked about it. He's gone before us and already made the crooked road straight. He's already won the victory before we even got to the battle. Come on, Israel. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Always feed the sheep from the saucer. The cup was designed for the drinker. Come on, Dr. Patton. Come on, Dr. P. Always feed the sheep from the saucer. The cup was designed for the drink. Come on, man. This is what I need. And that's what it comes down to. It's simply the overflow. It's all about the overflow. You can give others your greatness from the overflow in your life. What you say, Mo P? You can give others what they need from the overflow in your life, but take care of your needs first. 1 minute, 25 seconds left to encourage somebody. Come on, if you have any encouragement that you want to put in the comment section, please, by all means, I pop it on the screen. We read it. We thank God for great encouragement. But again, your moment, your words that you leave today may be some of the best words that somebody has ever heard this week. And that's going to give them the motivation to keep pushing. So we got 1 minute and 5 seconds left to run your encouragement. And this has been a good morning chat. This one hit home a lot. It was kind of punchy, all in the chest area. All this started hurting a little bit. You got to talk about yourself in the best of manners. Speak over yourself is more than just encouraging yourself. Sometimes you got to rebuke yourself. I'm just saying. Let God be free and reign in your life. Simple. Simple. What you say, Dr. Matthews? What you say? Even though you don't have what's big, you have what's best. Stay encouraged, great people. Oh, even though you don't have what's big, you have what's best. Man, I know you better talk your talk, man. Don't get you just, no. Don't get your just enough season confused with your overflow season. Know the difference. Don't get your just enough season, because I got news for you. Let's take it back to the Old Testament. Joseph knew that the famine was coming, and he stored some stuff up for his family, the ones that actually betrayed him, and he had surplus to give to them in the time of famine. There was a time and a season for the just enough to make sure that you had what you needed to survive. And then there's a time of great abundance and overflow that you can help others with. But don't get the two seasons confused. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Okay, there we go. I like this one. Yes, self can say some negative stuff. Shut up sometimes, self. Talk to yourself if you're going. I told you, I can't just encourage myself without sometimes rebuking myself and asking, why did I do that? You got to be out your mind for doing that, dude. You must be out your mind for doing this. So y'all, it's the morning chat. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the morning chat. It has been an amazing chat this morning. Again, chat topic for this morning simply was totally drained. How can we reverse the symptoms of being drained by everything around us, including us? Make sure that you follow, you like, you share. Of course, we own all these wonderful social media platforms from Facebook to Instagram, YouTube, as well as Periscope. Like, I got these just compiled. They just everywhere. You know, wherever you are, you know where to do this. You know where to go. You know where to go. You know how to find me. But again, thank you so much for tuning in to the morning chat. It's that guy, Jay Hen. You are what make this necessary. So as you coming in, like I said, don't be afraid to share with some people across the day. Go back and rewatch it. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I go back and watch all the chats from your perspective, and I'll be amazed at some of the stuff that flows, because truth of the matter is you can encourage yourself by watching yourself sometimes. Sometimes just get you a voice memo going. Sometimes you can have some of the best ideas ever if you don't mind recording yourself and going back and listening to them, so you can write the vision, make it plain, so they that grab the vision can run with the vision. That's a whole lot, right? But it will prosper you in the end. It's the morning chat, y'all, and I believe that I will see you on the next chat. Have a good day.